Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. In this one, this is actually the final part of the Gwen Dress making of series. It won't be the last time you'll see this dress since I am to get photos and videos and stuff in it, but this is the last making component of the dress. So for the Modesty panel, I cut off the sides, as you just saw, of an old pair of mock-up stays I made ages ago. They didn't really work out, so I was fine with cutting them into this shape. So then with the boning, it's plastic cable wire boning, I just trimmed those to the right length and then sewed a straight stitch. What I'm doing here, I just sewed a straight stitch down to lock those boning channels, or lock down the boning channels so the boning can't escape, and then repeated the same step for the other side of the boning. So trimming them down so they're the right size, and then stitching down over the boning channel and to make sure that the boning doesn't escape. Yeah. So yeah. Next part is, I'm showing what this thing is for. So this is the Modesty panel, and it will fit at the back of the dress behind the lacing as a Modesty panel. So where the dress doesn't fully close, it will provide some coverage like a Modesty panel does. So the Modesty panel obviously is in the wrong fabric, so I decided to cover it with the same velvet fabric, or fake velvet fabric, that the rest of the dress is made from. So just placed the Modesty panel down onto the fabric and cut around the edges, leaving quite a generous amount of seam allowance. And then with the remaining scrap fabric, I folded that in whatever way I could to maximize the amount of fabric I would get, and then cut out this like rectangle with a point shape, and also cut down the fold because I don't need the fold to be there. So it's literally just a square or rectangle with a point at the bottom. And this will be the bag, which I'll get back to later on. So going back to the Modesty panel, I trimmed down the seam allowance even further because I didn't need that much seam allowance. I don't know why I thought I would. So trimming that down, and then I folded the edges twice over, so the raw edge would be hidden within the seam. And then pinning all of this into place. And then with the corners, I just maneuvered the fabric so it would lie as flat as I could get it. And that's the Modesty panel all pinned in place. So you can see that the outside of the Modesty panel is nice and smooth with the fake velvet fabric. So going back to the bag, I sewed around the edges of this rectangle point to shape thing, and I sewed down the two sides and the point part, and left the top edge open. For obvious reasons, of course, it's a bag, so you need a place to open the bag. And then I trimmed the excess fabric at the points and the corners. And then I'm pinning something. Oh, I pinned down the top edge. Oh, I'm trimming some more excess fabric. So trimming the corners. And now on the top edge, I'm folding down the top edge about, I don't know, like 2 centimeters, 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters, I'm not sure. Pinning that down, and that will form the casing for the drawstring. So once that's all pinned, just sewing a little bit away from the folded edge to leave room for that casing, to leave room for the lacing for the casing. Yeah. And then trimming the thread, and now that's all sewn, and I can turn the bag right side out. Yes, I think the bag's right side out now. Oh right, what I'm doing here is I'm unpicking the stitches because I forgot to leave a gap to thread the lacing through, or the ribbon, I don't know what to call it, the drawstring, there we go. So then doing the old trick of using a safety pin and attaching that to the ribbon, threading the ribbon through, and then tying a knot in the ribbon, and then repeating the same thing for the other side. So threading the ribbon all the way through, and then back out the same hole, and then tying off the ribbon. So now you can open and close the bag. Although I didn't realize here. Wait, is that? Oh, that's fine. Never mind. Don't mind what I was about to say. So yeah, that's the drawstring in. So I did turn the bag right side out. Yeah. Okay. Going back to the Modesty panel, I hand stitched all of the seam allowance down. If you couldn't tell, when I was working on this and I had pinned down all of the edges, I was like, now I have to sew it. And I knew I had to hand sew it because I can't machine stitch it, otherwise the stitching will show on the outside, and also I can't really stitch through the boning. So hand sewing it is. Anyway, I was put off by all the hand sewing involved in this, so that's why I moved on to the bag instead, finished the bag, and then came back to this. Anyway, that was a slight deviation from the actual making of part of this video. So I'm using whip stitches, I guess, where I just go in and out, little loops all around the edge, and I don't poke all the way through to the outside part of the fabric, so it doesn't, none of this stitching will actually show when the Modesty panel is flipped to the outside like this. Although now that I think of it, it doesn't really matter because those edges will be covered up by the dress anyway. Anyway, here I'm just showing how flexible it is, and I like that the boning gives it some structure. And here is the final bag with the dress, so you can see what it looks like with the dress. And yeah, this is a place to keep the Queen's phone and essentials, and you can also tie the bag to the belt, so you don't actually have to carry the bag around. So yes, this bag will definitely come in handy to hold a phone. And I don't know what else to say. Oh, maybe there will be future videos on this dress, if you want to see nice pictures or videos. I'm not sure what sort of footage we'll be getting, but hopefully something. I definitely want to record something on this dress when it's actually worn properly. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and subscribe, leave a comment, all of that stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!